Everything in the hip-hop world was already running hot, but nobody expected this kind of firestorm. One minute, social media was chill. The next, Blueface's name was flying through every timeline like a runaway bullet. And at the center of the chaos? Hazel-E, stepping forward with screenshots, shady hints, and a whole lot of smoke that had the internet spinning out like a car with no brakes. Within minutes, fans, haters, and even folks who don't follow Blueface were arguing about what was real, what was cap, and what was straight-up messy internet energy. But if things weren't wild enough already, Chrisean Rock jumped right into the mix, laughing, clowning, throwing her signature unfiltered commentary on the situation like gasoline on an open flame. Suddenly, this wasn't just Hazel-E versus Blueface, it was a full-blown circus, with everybody choosing sides, dropping opinions, and dissecting every detail like they were FBI agents with a vendetta. And Blueface? Oh, he wasn't just sitting quiet watching the show. He came out swinging, emotional, reactive, and ready to defend himself at any cost. What happened next had the whole internet saying one thing: Blueface might have officially crashed out. From the very moment Hazel-E hit post, it felt like the internet stopped breathing. Her message wasn't even a full paragraph, just a few lines, a couple emojis, and a hint that she was sitting on information that could flip Blueface's whole world upside down. And that's all it took. Everybody knows Hazel doesn't speak unless she's ready to stir the pot, and when she does speak, she never whispers. She came out swinging with that classic, "I'm tired of protecting folks" tone, the one celebrities use right before dropping some heavy tea or throwing a grenade in someone's public image. And Blueface? Yeah, he definitely wasn't ready for this one. At first, people thought Hazel was just chasing attention, maybe trying to jump back into the conversation. But then she added a second post, this time with blurred screenshots and some coded wording that had folks squinting at their screens like detectives. She didn't say any names directly, but everybody could connect the dots she laid out.
She wanted people to talk.
She wanted the timeline messy. She wanted Blueface to feel the heat, and oh, did he feel it? Within minutes, the blogs ran with it. Comment sections exploded. Random users who never even listened to Blueface suddenly chimed in like they had insider access. Some claimed Hazel had been sitting on this for years. Others insisted she was exaggerating for clout, and a handful swore they'd heard similar rumors before. Whether true or not didn't matter. The internet cares more about the conversation than the confirmation. Hazel knew that. She played it perfectly. Meanwhile, Blueface was offline, at least for the moment. Fans kept refreshing his page like they were waiting for a lottery number. Because if there's one thing everyone knows about Blueface, it's that he's never quiet for long. And when he feels like someone is testing him, he comes back swinging harder than a heavyweight fighter trying to keep his belt. But the real twist? The person who jumped into the mix with zero hesitation was Chrisean Rock. The second Hazel's name trended, Chrisean was already laughing on live, joking around like she was watching the world's wildest reality show unfold in real time. She wasn't even trying to be subtle. She cracked jokes, made faces, threw shade, the whole classic Chrisean package. And even though she didn't confirm anything Hazel hinted at, she knew exactly how to fan the flames and make the internet go even crazier. Her fans were eating it up too. Comments were flying so fast the live chat looked like a digital waterfall. People were tagging Blueface, tagging Hazel, tagging random celebrities like they could help solve the situation. Some viewers cheered Chrisean on for being unbothered. Others thought she was adding fuel to a fire she should have avoided, but that never stopped her before. She lives for chaotic moments like this. She knows the internet loves when she speaks her mind, and she loves that energy right back. Back over in Hazel's corner, she doubled down. She posted again, this time saying she wasn't scared of whatever Blueface had to say. She didn't drop new receipts, but she didn't need to. That's the power of the digital world. One cryptic post can spark an entire storm without providing a single solid detail. Hazel understood the assignment perfectly. She tossed a match into a field of dry grass, and the flames did all the work. By the time Blueface finally returned online, the situation had already hit a level he couldn't ignore. His name was trending nationwide. Memes were getting thousands of likes by the second. TikTok creators were making videos analyzing Hazel's wording like they were breaking down a crime scene. People who didn't even know Hazel and Blueface ever interacted were suddenly invested like it was the season finale of their favorite show. Blueface didn't ease into the conversation.
Nope.
He came in loud, irritated, and ready to fire off responses. And anybody who knows Blueface knows that once he feels disrespected, he won't stop until he snaps back at every single person adding pressure to his name. But what he didn't realize was that the internet wasn't just watching him, it was waiting for him to crash out. The moment Blueface finally tapped that go live button, everybody watching knew he wasn't coming calmly. His whole energy was tight, irritated, and impatient, like someone who woke up to 100 missed calls and 1,000 rumors he never asked for. He didn't even bother easing in with a greeting. He started mid-sentence, pacing, waving his hands, talking over the comments flying up the screen. And the more he spoke, the more it became clear he wasn't just mad at Hazel. He was mad at the entire internet for entertaining what she'd put out there. "Man, y'all believe anything," he kept repeating, shaking his head, scrolling through comments like he was hunting for someone to clap back at. Every few seconds he'd stop and respond directly to one random viewer, turning their message into a whole rant. It wasn't organized, it wasn't polished, and it definitely wasn't calm. It was raw, unfiltered Blueface, the version people say always shows up right when things start getting messy. But here's the thing, the internet doesn't just sit back and watch anymore. People were screen recording, clipping moments, reacting in real time. Every time Blueface raised his voice or doubled back on a point, somebody somewhere was already uploading a video saying, "See? Look at how he's acting. He's stressed." Hazel must have hit a nerve. Whether that was true or not didn't matter. Perception runs faster than facts online, and the perception was that Blueface was spiraling under pressure. And oh, the comments. They were wild. Some folks were defending him, telling him to ignore Hazel, to shut down the drama and keep it moving. Others were poking the bear, dropping clown emojis, instigating, or outright asking questions they knew would rile him up. The worst part? He reacted to almost every single one. Each clapback fed the chaos more. Each loud response became another clip for TikTok. Each moment of annoyance became content for someone's channel. Meanwhile, Hazel-E was watching. Maybe not publicly, maybe not in the comments, but everyone could tell she was paying attention because she started posting little reactions. Nothing direct, just a few interesting typed messages, a couple of laughing emojis, and a screenshot of her notifications blowing up. She didn't need to add more details. Just her acknowledging the buzz kept the fire burning. And then, like clockwork, here came Chrisean again. Except this time, she wasn't laughing. She was straight up performing for the audience. She went live too, not even pretending she wasn't aware of what was going on. She started off cracking jokes about how Blueface always finds his way into the messiest drama, then moved into teasing him in that sarcastic tone she uses when she knows the internet is watching closely. Her fans were hyping her up. "Get him, rock. Not you exposing him without exposing him. This is wild." But Chrisean wasn't even trying to expose anything. She was clowning the situation, clowning the reactions, clowning how quickly people were jumping to conclusions. The funny thing is, people took her jokes and ran with them like they were coded messages. Every eyebrow raise, every side eye, every half smile she made had some corner of the internet convinced she was confirming Hazel's hints. It didn't matter that she never said it. People heard what they wanted to hear. And Blueface? He caught wind of her live too. You could see the moment he realized she was talking because his whole mood shifted. His voice got louder, sharper, like he felt double-teamed. "Y'all weird," he muttered more than once, scrolling through comments accusing him of being upset because of Chrisean. He tried brushing it off, saying she was just chasing attention, but his reaction only made people assume there was more tension between them behind the scenes. At this point, the narrative was no longer about Hazel's posts. It had become a full-on social media triangle. Hazel stirring the pot, Chrisean clowning the chaos, Blueface fighting everyone at once. It didn't even matter anymore if the original rumor had any truth. The storyline had taken on a life of its own, becoming bigger, louder, and messier by the minute. And the world kept watching because everybody knew the real meltdown was still coming. As the chaos kept building, it became clear that Blueface wasn't just reacting to Hazel's posts or Chrisean's jokes. He was reacting to how fast the narrative was spinning without him. Every hour, a new blog posted their own version of the situation. Some exaggerated Hazel's hints, others twisted Chrisean's jokes into confirmations, and a few pages dragged old drama back into the spotlight like they'd been waiting for this moment. Suddenly, this wasn't about one rumor. It was about every argument, every breakup, every messy moment Blueface had ever had online. People stitched clips from old interviews, brought up old tweets, and acted like they were piecing together some long-running conspiracy. And Blueface? He hated every second of it. By this point, his live wasn't enough. He started uploading separate videos, doubling down on the idea that everyone was playing with his name. He slammed the blogs for pushing narratives, accused random commenters of lying for clout, and warned Hazel to stop talking before I really say something. It was the kind of response that didn't calm the situation, it magnified it. Because as soon as he threatened to say more, everyone assumed there was more. Even people who didn't believe Hazel in the first place started asking, wait, why is he reacting like this? Hazel, sensing the shift, leaned even deeper into the vague posting strategy. She dropped a picture of herself sipping a drink, captioned, "It's always the guilty ones who get loudest." That one line lit the internet on fire again. People started tagging Blueface under every repost, demanding he respond. Others begged Hazel to just drop the full story. And then you had those who wanted her to go further, even though she never actually claimed she had proof. It didn't matter. The vibe was messy, and the audience wanted mess. Meanwhile, Chrisean hopped back on live like she was the host of her own talk show. She wasn't angry. She wasn't dramatic. She was amused. That made everything 10 times worse for Blueface because nothing hits harder than an ex who laughs while you're stressed. She wasn't even directly addressing Hazel's posts anymore. She was reacting to memes people sent her, reading comments out loud, and shading Blueface in that playful way that feels harmless on the surface, but cuts deeper because of their history. Every time she giggled, the internet took it as another jab. And the fans? They were in full chaos mode. Some argued Hazel was only stirring drama because she and Blueface had mutual beef from past industry run-ins. Others insisted Chrisean was only joking because she knows something. And then there were the people who weren't even fans of anybody involved. They were just there for the spectacle, adding comments like, "This is better than reality TV," or "We need a reunion special after this." It was pure entertainment for them, but for Blueface, it felt like his reputation was being tossed around like a beach ball at a festival. The pressure was getting to him too. In one of his videos, he said, "I don't owe nobody explanations." But then 5 minutes later, he posted another video explaining himself anyway. That contradiction alone fueled more online theories. Every time he paused, every time he hesitated, every time he changed the subject, people clipped it and said, "See, right there. He's nervous." Whether he was or wasn't didn't matter. The internet had decided its own truth. And just when everyone thought things couldn't get any louder, a new twist popped up. Random people claiming they had their own stories, chiming in like they were witnesses. Most of them were clearly reaching for clout, but the sheer number of voices joining the conversation made the whole situation look even bigger. It became impossible to tell who was being serious, who was joking, who was lying, and who was just trying to go viral for a day. Blueface tried to drown them out by posting more frequently, but the more he talked, the more it felt like the story was slipping out of his control. Hazel kept dropping cryptic lines. Chrisean kept clowning him with sarcastic laughs and exaggerated facial expressions. And the blogs kept amplifying every single moment. At this point, the drama wasn't just escalating, it was reaching a level that guaranteed somebody was going to snap next. By the time the situation hit its peak, it felt like every corner of the internet had chosen a side, even people who had absolutely nothing to do with Blueface, Hazel, or Chrisean. What started as a small spark from Hazel's vague posts had now turned into a full-blown digital wildfire, and Blueface was stuck trying to put it out with a cup of water. Every hour, more creators uploaded reaction videos, more blogs rewrote the storyline, and more trolls popped up with fake DMs and edited screenshots. At this point, it wasn't even about what Hazel originally said, it was about the momentum of the mess. Blueface finally snapped in a way people hadn't seen yet. He didn't come on camera yelling this time. He didn't come with jokes or smart comments. Instead, he came on live quiet, serious, and visibly tired. You could tell the constant posts, non-stop mentions, and endless accusations were getting under his skin. He spent the first few minutes staring at the screen, reading comments he refused to respond to. Every time he took a deep breath, the internet twisted it into another theory. But eventually he started talking. He went on a long explanation about how people love drama more than truth, how Hazel knew exactly what she was doing, and how Chrisean was making everything worse for views. He wasn't yelling, he was disappointed, frustrated, and fed up. Some viewers felt bad for him. Others thought he was trying too hard to act unbothered, and a handful believed the calm tone meant Hazel's posts had really shaken him. But no matter how he tried explaining himself, the comments kept flying like arrows, hitting him every time he paused. Then came the moment nobody expected. Hazel-E posted again, but this time, instead of throwing shade or posting mystery emojis, she wrote a long message saying she was done entertaining the situation. She didn't apologize. She didn't double down. She simply said she had spoken her piece, and whatever the internet did with her words wasn't her responsibility. It was the most mature post she'd made since the whole thing started, but ironically, it only made everything more chaotic. People were now arguing over whether her exit meant she was telling the truth, hiding something, or trying to escape before Blueface exposed her. Chrisean, seeing Hazel's sudden exit, used it as a new opportunity to clown the situation even harder. She laughed on live, mimicked Hazel's sign-off post, and joked about how people start drama then dip out when the heat hits. Her followers cheered her on, but others accused her of dragging the drama out longer than necessary. None of that mattered to Chrisean, though. Once she was amused, there was no stopping her. She even reenacted parts of Blueface's earlier rant, adding exaggerated expressions that sent her chat into a frenzy. Blueface saw that too, and his patience evaporated instantly. He fired back on video, saying Chrisean was turning real stuff into a comedy show. He was irritated, calling out the blogs for letting Rock run the narrative, and even hinting that he felt betrayed seeing her laugh while he was getting dragged. It wasn't about the rumor anymore, it was the principle. In his eyes, she was taking pleasure in watching him struggle. The tension between them reignited instantly. Fans split into two camps, Team Blueface claiming he was being pushed too far, and Team Chrisean saying he deserved every bit of the backlash for his past behavior. Old clips resurfaced. Old arguments were recirculated, and people started painting the drama as another chapter in their long, messy history. And the more people talked about the past, the more fuel the story gained. Blogs started posting timelines, comparing the situation to previous fights, and pulling up commentary from other celebrities who had weighed in on their relationship months ago. Hazel's rumor became the match, but Blueface and Chrisean's history became the gasoline. By evening, Blueface was back online again, this time more emotional than before. He said he felt ganged up on, said people loved to see him lose, and said the internet was turning nothing into a circus. But the problem was, it wasn't nothing anymore. It had grown too big, too loud, and too tangled for anyone to shut down with just a few frustrated words. The internet wasn't just watching the drama, it was waiting to see what Blueface would do next. And just like that, the internet finds itself right in the eye of another celebrity storm. Loud, messy, unpredictable, and fueled by every comment, repost, and reaction. Blueface is out here fighting to control a narrative that spun out of his hands the second Hazel dropped that first cryptic post. Hazel-E lit the match, stepped back, and watched the wildfire spread. And Chrisean? She did what she always does, turned chaos into comedy and kept the entire world entertained while the drama exploded around her. But here's the thing. This story isn't just about rumors, shade, or viral moments. It's about how fast the internet moves, how quick people are to choose sides, and how easily one post can flip an entire industry upside down. One whisper becomes a headline. One joke becomes a narrative. One reaction becomes a whole new chapter. So now the real question is, what happens next? Will Blueface finally calm the storm or add more fuel to it? Will Hazel stay silent or drop more hints? Will Chrisean keep laughing from the sidelines or jump back into the spotlight with another viral moment? Because if history has taught us anything, it's that none of these three know how to stay quiet for long. And if you want to stay locked in on every twist, every update, every clapback, and every messy moment still to come, then make sure you hit that like, smash that subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you never miss a second of this wild ride. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Whose side are you on? Who's reaching? Who's reacting? And who's just doing this for the attention? Because trust me, this story is far from over. And when the next chapter drops, we'll be right here breaking it all down.